Listen, we wanted to talk... this is Loose Women Telly Club Choice. It's the new ITV drama Honour. It started last night. If you missed it, the series tells the heartbreaking true story of Banaz Mahmood. She was a young woman murdered by her own family in a so-called honour killing.
Banaz Mahmood, aged 20, born in Iraqi Kurdistan, came to this country as a child of 10. Banaz had 5 contacts with the police before she disappeared.
This needs very careful handling, Caroline.
We gave them these names, and now she's gone. You must find her, please.
My father, he tried to kill me.
Boys can do what they like, because it's all about his honour.
5 times the police have failed her.
She loved you. None of this is your fault.
I loved her with all of my heart.
Who's winning this case now, is there?
I care very much about Banaz. I will not rest until I bring her killers to justice.
Well, that's Honour. It continues tonight on ITV at 9 o'clock. Saira, I know this is a topic you feel very strongly about. How did you think the drama did in portraying this problem?
Well, Ruth, before I sort of go into it, can I just say thank you to ITV for putting this drama on, because it's so important to talk about these issues in the mainstream. Now, what I'm about to say, I represent myself. I don't represent a community and I don't represent a religion or a culture. Have to make that very clear. But for me, having brought up in this country, I will say that there are girls that look like me, that share my heritage, that need help. And they go to school, they want to contact the police, they want to contact social services, and because they're seen as minority girls, they are not represented. People don't know how to handle with the things that are going on in their life, and I think this is what the drama showed really eloquently.
Saira, I was shocked, actually, reading the statistics, that there are 12 to 15 so-called honour killings in Britain every year. And I think a lot of people will be shocked to know that this is still happening. You know, and the fact that they're called honour killings.
It's a disgraceful word. It's plain black and white murder. And let me be very clear, this happens because there are societies in this world where men are at the top, where their whole purpose is to control women. If a woman wants to live her life by her rules and she wants to make choices, that is a good excuse to kill her in these societies. Many women are brainwashed generation after generation to believing that the honour of their community rests solely on their shoulders. That is wrong. And we have to, through whatever means we can, kind of talk about this. I also have to say that in Britain, the way to integrate is to allow everybody to have the same access to the services that everybody else does. Social services, the police, the teachers. We should all be able to go to them to ask for help. Just because I'm a different colour and I have a different faith and I have a different cultural upbringing in this country does not eliminate me from that help. I don't want to be represented by community leaders. I want to be represented by my MP, by my social workers, by my teachers, because I am a woman at the end of the day, and that's what these girls absolutely require.
Isn't the problem that was illustrated in that film, the woman who was the community spokesman, said that's to the police, that's the way it is. And I suppose the other thing is broadening it out a little bit. People are living as British citizens in this country, and as you point out, they are subjected to a kind of almost medieval hierarchy where if you're a woman, the men in your family are going to run your life. And of course, this tragic story ended in murder with an honour killing. But at the same time, even though the police are trying to stamp out arranged marriages that are against people's will, we know that dozens of girls are being sent from this country back to Pakistan and the Indian subcontinent to be married against their will. So it's still going on. And you're right, Saira, somehow we have to reach out to these young women to say, we're on your side, that there's a bigger community than your community that is supporting you.
Because, Saira, there are, I mean, obviously there are all those helplines and social services and things. These young women, girls, just aren't accessing them. And is there anybody they can talk to in their own community? Because I would imagine so many of the people are in that same position, even the older women. So who do they talk
well,
to?
The thing is, Ruth, I know for a fact that when I heard about these stories growing up, I heard about women being murdered. I heard about young girls being taken over to Pakistan. And the thing is, you can't go to your community because your community, most of it is implicit in it. And I would feel very uncomfortable talking to another woman who I am brought up to respect and, you know, draw the kind of cultural lines and sit there and talk about my family. So it's very, very difficult. But I do have to say there are many, many people in these in our communities that are working tirelessly behind the scenes to make these issues mainstream. But I will say, look, I'm very privileged. I have got this platform. We're talking about it on Loose Women. But that's part of the reason that I will stand in my underwear and say, you cannot kill me for that reason. I will go out there and wear a bikini because it doesn't represent my intelligence or how I want to live my life. And that's why I take a stand, because people should understand that to love somebody that they want, to live their life how they wish to, without obviously breaking the law, to want to be different, it's okay. There is no excuse to murder a woman on that basis. And we have to support that message in this country.
Saira, I mean, I watched it last night, and again, all the way through, I kept sitting there going, this is a true story. This has actually happened, and it's not something that happened 40, 50 years ago. And obviously, like you said, is still happening. You're very, very outspoken about your upbringing and your community. And do you ever feel threatened or frightened because of some of the things you say or do that goes completely against what they believe in, I guess, as far as women go?
Do you know what? Do you know what? I think my family are frightened for me, but I believe that because I live in Britain, that I am in the most privileged of positions, that I am protected by the laws in this country, and that actually I do have people looking out for me. But I do sometimes, I mean, when I did that OK Magazine shoot, it was a political reason I did it. I wasn't there to show off my body and look how sexy I am. I did it because women of my community would be killed for doing that shoot. And that is wrong. There was a woman in Pakistan, this is the reason that I did it. She was murdered because she had social media and she was just dancing. Her brother murdered her. Wow. Now, you know, we have to make a stand. And yeah, Colleen, I feel like in Britain, if we can take that message and take it over to other countries, we have to show best practice. So my family are frightened, but I would say that I'm just going to carry on because women are so important to me in my community.
Well, we love the strength you show every time you're on Loose Women, Saira. Thank you for talking about that and explaining to us. And as we said, part 2, the concluding part of Honour is on ITV tonight at 9 o'clock. And just to say, if you or anyone you know has been affected by what we've just been talking about, then please go to our website and you'll find information on helplines and support available there.